Nation, this is Nina. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for coming to this reading. This is chapter 9 of this suit. And I misspoke in the last video when I said we were going to 10. This is actually number 9. So I apologize, not to confuse anyone. Anyway, we are continuing with the Justin Baldoni counter lawsuit concerning the It Ends With Us movie. And again, this is chapter 9, and here we go. Facts common to all causes of action. Blake Lively uses unsubstantiated claims to bully Wayfarer and Justin Baldoni in an effort to take over the film. In or about early 2019, Justin Baldoni, through his literary agent, contacted the author of the book on which the film is based. He expressed a deep interest in adapting the book into a feature-length motion picture that aligned with his history of impactful storytelling. Justin envisioned a film that would shed light on the struggles of DV survivors, amplify their voices, and inspire societal change. Driven by his unwavering commitment, often at significant personal sacrifice, Justin Baldoni ensured the film stayed true to the vision, ultimately achieving its purpose. On or about May 8th of 2019, Wayfarer secured an option for the book's rights with the intent of creating a film that would bring critical attention to the widespread issue of intimate partner DV. Over the next 5 years of development, Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer maintained a strong and collaborative relationship with the book's author. With the rights of the book secured and a plan to finance the project, Wayfarer committed to producing the film. Justin Baldoni, whose passion and creative vision were central to the project, would direct and star in it. Wayfarer partnered with Sony to co-finance and distribute the film. That agreement included, at Wayfarer's and Justin Baldoni's assistance, a requirement that 1% of the film's proceeds be donated to survivors of DV. That 1% was ultimately earmarked for the organization No More, with which Justin Baldoni had wanted to partner as early as September of 2022. On or about December 31st of 2022, Blake Lively agreed to take on the lead role of Lily Bloom. As part of the subsequent negotiations, Lively was granted an executive producer credit, a title often associated with talent of her stature. Wayfarer did not request that Lively's contribute to the film in any capacity beyond her performance and this credit. Lively takes over the wardrobe. On or about May 15th of 2023, principal photography of the film commenced in New Jersey. During pre-production, Blake Lively began to assert control over aspects of the film beyond her role as an actor and outside the scope of her contractual entitlements. While lead actors are sometimes granted approval over the general look of their on-screen character, this authority typically does not include full control over wardrobe decisions without input from the director and producers. Nevertheless, Blake Lively overstepped these boundaries, sidelining the producer's costume director, a seasoned professional with a long-standing working relationship with Blake Lively, ignoring the director's vision for her character and disregarding the weeks spent by the entire team shopping and thoughtfully crafting her wardrobe in preparation for the film. Blake Lively would send hundreds of images to the film's costume designer during all hours of the evening, pointing them in the direction of the appearance she wanted for her character. The costume designer then had to reshop her wardrobe, far exceeding the allocated budget and diverting time and resources. At one point, Blake Lively insisted that her character had money and could afford a $5,000 pair of shoes, which had Justin Baldoni rethinking the entire script that had been worked on for well over a year and had been approved by both studios. Blake Lively also several times refused to participate in wardrobe fittings at the production office, a mere 15 minutes away from Lively's Tribeca residence. Instead, she insisted the costume department pack up the wardrobe department and deliver all her wardrobe items to her, loading the wardrobe department on trucks and delivering them to Blake Lively's residence for fitting, added both time to the production schedule and expense to the film. Two things productions work hard to avoid with careful planning. These demands were never mentioned at the contract negotiation phase and therefore were not included in the budget. Blake Lively herself, having a further obligation to the studios as an executive producer, paid no mind to the budget and the months of planning that had already occurred. Even if Blake Lively had the contractual authority to approve her character's wardrobe, which she did not, a grant of such authority would not and could not imply the right to blow up the film's budget with additional unanticipated cost. In an effort to maintain harmony at the start of their working relationship and to avoid further delays caused by wardrobe conflicts, Justin and the studio reluctantly allowed Blake Lively full control over her wardrobe. This concession quickly proved regrettable. On the first day of principal photography, paparazzi captured and published photos of Blake Lively in character wearing her self-selected wardrobe. These images were described as unflattering and sparked a backlash from the film's distributor, Sony. Justin Baldoni received direct criticism from Sony, who voiced concerns about the impact of the photos on the film's public perception. Following these events, Justin approached Blake in her trailer to discuss necessary wardrobe adjustments. The conversation, while professional, took considerable time and was later grossly misrepresented in Blake's CRD complaint, falsely characterizing the exchange as a lengthy outburst that delayed filming and caused the crew to wait for hours while Justin cried in Lively's dressing room. This account, later published by The Times, is false. Although Baldoni did briefly tear up during the conversation, it was in response to what he believed was genuine compliment from Blake Lively, praising his work as a director and actor. In hindsight, Justin recognized this as a manipulation tactic, likely intended to persuade him to continue allowing her unchecked control over wardrobe decisions. Blake Lively later leveraged this conversation in support of her allegations of harassment, alleging that Justin made inappropriate comments on her appearance. In reality, Baldoni was relaying the distributor's concern and the widespread social media criticism regarding the wardrobe's failure to meet audience expectations, a sentiment Justin shared. This incident marked the beginning of a troubled pattern of manipulative behavior by Blake Lively. Next section, Lively begins rewriting the script. During the red carpet interview at New York City's celebrity premiere of the film, Blake Lively stated, "The iconic rooftop scene, my husband actually wrote it. Nobody knows that, but you know now." This revelation came as a surprise to the film's credited screenwriter, who, when later interviewed, graciously responded, "So if I'm being told that Ryan wrote that, then great, how wonderful." The screenwriter further acknowledges, "There were a few little flourishes that I did not write, and if those flourishes came from Ryan, I think that's wonderful." This was also the first time plaintiff learned that Ryan Reynolds, who had no former role in the film's production, made unauthorized changes to the script in secret. Furthermore, Blake Lively herself began altering the script daily. The frequency of Blake Lively's revisions alarmed the producers, director, and studio, who anticipated that her interference would persist every day of the shoot and disrupt the production schedule. Each shooting day was already intricately planned, and her constant changes introduced significant stress on the production crew and financial strain. However, just weeks prior, Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, had aggressively berated Baldoni during a meeting at their penthouse in New York, accusing him of fat shaming Blake. Justin, in an effort to avoid further confrontation with Blake and Ryan and rebuild rapport with his co-star, continued to bend to her will. Ryan and Blake's inappropriate and humiliating berating of Justin, delivered perhaps intentionally as other celebrity friends were coming in and out of their penthouse, was prompted by Justin's reasonable inquiry into crucial information needed to ensure safety and avoid injury in a scene. Justin, while training for a physically demanding scene in which his character Ryle would lift Lily, asked his trainer, who was introduced to him by Blake and oversaw his training for the film, how much Blake Lively weighed. Justin, who suffers from back issues and has multiple bulging discs, made the inquiry to ensure he could safely perform the lift without injury. Unfortunately, the trainer relayed this information to Blake, who then informed Ryan. The confrontation that followed was so aggressive that Justin felt compelled to offer repeated apologies, despite his question being entirely reasonable and made in good faith. Following this incident, Blake Lively refused to perform the lift scene, even though it had already been rehearsed with a stunt double. In fact, Blake threatened to quit the production altogether, despite her contractual obligations. Lively gave Baldoni an ultimatum to either cast someone else or work with her in the way she works. It was her way or the highway. Recasting would be detrimental to production, sever Wayfair's relationship with Sony, and cost millions. To highlight the effect of masterful gaslighting, Baldoni and Wayfair also truly believed that in an effort to save herself from backlash of being recast, Blake could leak that she felt fat shamed by Justin, which he thought would ruin his career. Notably, it appears he was not wrong, and despite his efforts to do everything her way, she still tried and continues to try, and arguably did, with the help of the Times, ruin his career, reputation, and well-being. I am going to stop right there at the end of that paragraph. We will pick this up in our next chapter. This lawsuit is like, wow. Please share your comments below, you guys. There is a lot going on in this countersuit. Until next time, thumbs up and be safe. Till next time. Bye, guys.